I guess the feedback that I'm getting, where people knew you were coming on today, and they felt that the Binance angle was being used as a deflection, changing the narrative in mainstream media. You were trending on Twitter to take the spotlight off of SBF and now use Binance as a scapegoat.
Why would I do that? I'm just shining the light on what happened. Look, I've already disclosed I'm a paid spokesperson. I've already disclosed the economics of it. I've already disclosed the millions I lost. I'm being totally transparent because I have no option but to be totally transparent. You don't go and sit in Congress and lie to them. You can't do that. You're under oath. And so at the end of the day, I'm just telling you what I think happened. It has nothing to do with some strategy on social media. It's irrelevant to me. All that stuff is noise. What are the facts? That's what we have to find out. Now, I'm sorry that CZ, I have no reason to go, fight with him on social media. I've only met the guy once in a conference where he was on a screen. And so this is not a plan to hurt him. I'm just asking, where'd the money go? Where's the money? What about that $2.1 billion that you took off the balance sheet of FTX? Is that not a reasonable question? What's the answer? I was just following the money. That's all I'm doing. I want to know where the money went. And so in pursuit of that, I'm looking for two things, really. I'm no different than any other investor. And I also had a lot of assets sitting on the FTX platform. And so starting at the point of when it went into bankruptcy, I noticed that within hours, my accounts were swiped clean, scraped clean, not only of the assets, but all of the records, all the financial records. So about 48 hours later, thinking maybe the server's coming back up, it didn't. I started making phone calls. I knew the management of the company, and I started asking, where's the money? It's a very simple question. And that road has led to the, what happened on the Hill yesterday. There's a lot of people looking for the money. But I was able to call up Sam Bankman-Fried and say, okay, I'd really like to know where the money is, please, Sam. And he said he had no idea anymore because he had been forbidden from accessing the services anymore, the servers, anything. So I said, okay, let's go back 24 months. Let's go back and see where the money went. Give me an idea of where the large amounts of money were. You can remember. You may not have access, and that's when I found out, and this revelation, if you want to call it that he had spent, at that time, he said somewhere between $2 and $3 billion buying back his stock from Binance. Now, that's either a fact or it isn't. And just a few minutes ago, CZ confirmed it on another network. The number was $2.1 billion. Now, my problem with that is there are two large shareholders in that company. CZ owned 20%. And Sam Bankman-Fried owned more, obviously. He was the founder. So are those not related parties? And were other shareholders offered the same terms? I mean, these are questions that are going to be raised. It doesn't matter whether, you like this line of question, you don't. It's kind of irrelevant. These are facts. All of these records are going to come to the light at some point. So I also asked Sam Bankman-Fried, okay, let me get this right, because I didn't want to hear about the small chunks. I wanted the large amounts of money. And when you start talking about 2 to 3 billion, those are large amounts. And so I asked him, what would compel you to spend that much of your resources and your assets and your liquidity? Why would you do that?
Right.
He said, I had no choice because every jurisdiction I went to, I was refused a license because of the ownership of CZ and or Binance. Because for whatever reason, CZ would not comply with the requests of the regulators, according to Sam Bankman-Fried. That's what he told me. And that frustrated FTX because they couldn't get licensed anywhere in any geography they went. For whatever reason, either Binance couldn't or wouldn't disclose the information the regulators wanted. And that forced the hand. Now, was that an orchestrated idea on Binance? I don't know. Was he being uncooperative for a reason? Had these frenemies fallen out of love with each other and they went to war? That's what it looks like to me. That was my observation yesterday on the Hill. It looks like war. The two global unregulated platforms are going at each other, and one won the war. That's it. And it looks like Now there's only one unregulated global monopoly. That's all I'm saying. And, frankly, I don't know why anybody's having a problem with this, particularly CZ. He should enjoy the transparency of this. You would think he'd want to tell the story. If there's nothing to hide, don't worry about it. I'm more interested in the 36 hours of the week of November 6th, 7th, 8th. I mean, obviously, this is going to end up being a he said, she said story if they ever testify against each other. Who knows if that happens. But here's my question to you. Binance, CZ, or both, go online into social media and say, I have $550 million worth of FTT tokens. I'm in the mood to sell them. I think I'm going to dump them. Basically, you read between the lines of that social media. Why in the world would anybody do that? Every trader knows on earth that if you have a large block trade, you're going to go to price discovery, set up a syndicate, and do a cross. That's how you minimize the impact in the market. But that clearly wasn't, in my view, what CZ was trying to do. He was trying to push the last edge to get this company into bankruptcy by giving a cash call that it couldn't fulfill. Now, there's other reasons, all these alleged transfers of capital between Alameda and FTX, but what really killed the company was the $550 million cash call. And so when Senator Toomey asked me, remember you're under oath there, what do you think happened? How did it go into bankruptcy? That's what I think. Now, let the records determine otherwise. I mean, this thing is going to get every flashlight of transparency shone on it over the next year. We'll find out what happened, including I've applied to go on the credit committee. I want to help in this situation. I want to find out where the money went. Then I'm going to go get it back, including the $2.1 billion in that transfer.
Is they want to see you come out and say, Sam Bankman-Fried was wrong. I was wrong for investing in FTX, and he's a fraud. That's what they want to hear. That's what the people want to hear from Kevin. They don't want to see Kevin defend Sam Bankman-Fried anymore.
This is America. In this country, you are assumed innocent till proven guilty. And when he is proven guilty and gets his fair day in trial, then I'll say that, if indeed he's guilty. I don't understand this mob saying he's a fraudster without even a fair trial. One day, some of those people are going to be in the same situation. They just don't know it yet. The basis of the justice system is assume innocence until proven guilty. I don't care if they don't like that. I don't care. Look, this guy, if he did all the things that have been claimed against him, he's in really big trouble. But he will get his day in court. And then after that, after it's proven and after it's a fact, we can talk about it. But I'm not going to run around ahead of the justice system. I have no idea what happened there yet. I need to see the facts. And frankly, nor does anybody else. We got to get John Ray to get the records out here. All of these allegations. Look, I understand why people are unhappy. I get it. But there is a due process. And so I stand up for anybody, anywhere, beyond Sam Bankman-Fried. You are innocent until proven guilty. Anybody in America. You don't like it? Too bad.